we've pulled up the floor and you can see here the amount of moisture coming up these bricks. All those bricks all the way through have discoloured. The moisture's coming up and you can see here there's actually a fungus growing on the timber. And that's wet, that's completely wet. Now that's not because of the wet down method that we did. There's no way that wetting down the boards in 2 days is going to cause rot like this. I mean, my hand goes through that other side and it's just completely rotted. All the ends are rotted. That there, with the moisture coming up through there as well. I mean, look at all that moisture. And there's a plate. That end of this joist here is also rotted. So all the way along, that's probably why this floor through here is actually waving that way. You can see here all the moisture, the colour difference in the soil here. Look at the soil difference. You've got the left-hand side of the pipe is completely dry soil and the right-hand side of that pipe is completely wet, leading up to this brickwork all the way through. Now, the brickwork at the back also, here, is also got damp coming up it as well, all the way along, which is probably explains why the end of that joist up there is rotted away. Then we move down here, and these joists are literally sitting on top of the brick foundation there. So you can see here, there's this joist here sitting on top of this foundation down the bottom here is completely rotted away. I can get my fingers right under that, and that's just sitting straight onto the brick. You can see, look how moist that soil is. So firstly and foremost, and I mean it's running all the way up there as well. First and foremost, when we do a floor like this, we need to make sure that we've got underneath the joists, if it was a deep joist, would be 200 millimeters of soil. The clearance distance between the bottom of the joist, if it was a deep joist, to the ground would have to be a minimum 200 millimeters at the lowest point on a sloping ground. If it's particle board floor, the distance between particle board floor and the ground has to be 400 millimeters, because otherwise particle board actually bows and warps. Oh no. So on that note, up here, come and have a look over here. We've got particle board actually underneath here. So here's a prime example. This is actually particle board, and we've got cement sheet on top with a slate tile, and we've only got between the particle board and that floor there, we've got 200 millimeters, that's all. So that clearance there is absolutely horrible. Where we start and stop on this, I'm not too sure. We'll pull up the hallway all the way down to the end, down there. We'll pull the hallway up. I know that the back section of this has turned into a slab as well. So that's going to put us into a bit more of a fun situation. This house is definitely suffering from multiple extension syndrome, or what we like to call in the trade mess. For short, we'll pull up as much of the floor as we can to get an understanding of what's going on, where it's going on, and then we'll assess from there. And then you've also got here, on this wall here, I'm just noticing this is all steepled, which moisture is coming up this wall. I'll cut out this wall and we'll also have a look at what's going on with this wall. So what's happened is we've opened up a can of worms. We'll see what happens. We've got a better understanding at least now what's going on. We're going to have to remove a fair bit of soil. That bottom area there is going to have to be completely rebuilt. The whole floor actually falls down on a right-hand angle towards that brick wall. This brick wall here on the right-hand side is a boundary wall with next door. One of the big problems here that we've got is that next door have built right up here. That never used to be. Their flashings may not be working. The flashing between the two houses might not be working. It might be absorbing a whole heap of moisture running down and inside. That looks to be the problem here, quite substantially, because there's no moisture on the left-hand side. It's only on the right-hand side of this hallway. That's the only thing I can see at the moment. We'll pull it up, we'll have a look. The bottom section has to be completely rebuilt, and the bottom section also has to have a lot of soil removed from it. So we've got some good airflow running all the way through. Anyway, so stay tuned. We'll see where we're at in a couple more hours, and then tomorrow we'll start digging it out. So thanks.